They wanted to make a documentary about a local personality who's undergoing sex change, about a woman who had made the decision to not be a man physically. Now that was an interesting premise for a documentary.
It looked like it was definitely what I thought was the most exciting project, and it was about a transsexual, and they were going to portray her in an honest way.
There are certain things that we try to do at the film school, and that is to get a varied amount of different kinds of subjects. And I think that this is probably the first time we've ever had a subject like this come up.
It was the greatest documentary that never happened.
A documentary about a transsexual.
May.
Her name was Imelda May, and, well, she was a man.
But becoming a woman.
Exactly.
Oh, it was hot. You know, we were going to call it May I, like her name May. And we were going to handle it so tasteful. Right, so it's a piece about a transsexual.
Yep.
It's like a day in the life.
Yeah, like a real day in the life, like exactly what she does, like where she works, her at home, stuff like that.
What she wants to do when she's getting the operation. Just portray her as normal as everybody else, as you or me.
When I saw the final proposal for May I thought, well, this has a chance of being a good documentary. But there was something about it that was always in the back of my mind and in the backs of, it seemed, everybody's minds that read the proposal, and that was, there's a chance that this whole thing could fall apart.
We felt that the pitch was fairly well organized, and that the students were passionate.
Right from the start, I started to wonder, though, because there didn't seem to be any organization. The directors didn't seem interested in organization. They seemed to think that it would all just come together. It would all just happen in production week. And I really didn't think that was going to be the case.
There was definitely a lack of communication between the directors and the crew right from the beginning. The crew felt a need for meetings to plan so that we'd be organized come shoot week. But the directors didn't, I guess, feel a need for them. One week, I asked 4 times to have some meetings, and it seemed to me that the subject would just be changed.
In pre-production, I was a little worried about the organization, the communication between the crew. It's very important to have that kind of thing happening right at pre-production, so that when you go into production, you have a certain amount of connection with each other.
Pre-production, we heard nothing about it. It seemed to disappear for a while. And before we knew it, a couple of weeks had gone by, and we'd kind of lost track of things. Then it was after, I guess it was the second week of pre-production, a week before shooting anyway, and all of a sudden we realized that not only had we lost touch with May I, the makers of May I had lost touch with May I.
The crew was worried.
Oh, really worried.
A bit too worried as far as we were concerned.
Yeah, like, you know, we always had faith that the piece would come together in the end, you know, so it was like we never worried.
Never. So we didn't understand their worry.
At one point, Kevin and I felt a need to go and talk to Brian and John.
And they were pretty upset. They were worried what was going on.
It was our last week of preparation before the shoot. The crew had not met May. We had not been to her apartment.
They were going to talk about whether they were going to pull the plug on this project, which, you know, I definitely didn't want that, but I could see why they were talking that way.
It was also at this time when Brian did appoint Kevin the production manager.
When we were told they made Kevin the production manager, yep, we took it well.
It didn't bother us.
It was a blessing.
And we weren't mad or anything.
No, why would we be mad?
The problem is you guys just worry too much. Everyone's worrying.
Okay, so we were a little mad.
The basic thing was a communication problem. And at one point there was discussion of shutting down the show because of these problems, but we talked it through and got it going again.
So that day we started getting releases, we started talking to people, and it looked like it was going to be, things were working.
So Sunday afternoon, me and Janice go check out dolls and pennies, draw a floor plan, and finally figure out how the lighting is going to be. We got to light up this entire restaurant, and we spent a couple of hours there. We do the job.
With 1 week left of pre-production, it got back on track. Of course, we're all pulling for it. We all want it to happen. We chose it. We want it to go. So we're all in there with confidence, and we thought everyone was working together. That was a key.
Kevin, our new production manager, says, well, I got her on phone, and we're going to meet her today. We end up going to her place of work, and we sit there and drink coffee.
Everyone seems to like May. She gets along with everybody.
I don't know if you've ever seen one of her acts, but she's so entertaining.
We wait 10, 15, 20, half an hour. Finally an hour, there's no May. That's it, man. It's getting really late. 1 hour past. Why don't you give her a call and see if she's coming? See what's up.
Of course, by that time, we were the scandal of the class.
Oh, yeah. People were talking about how our project was in jeopardy.
Which it wasn't, necessarily.
Until the next day.
I can't wait to get into the apartment and get her interviews done.
Here they come.
What time we have to bring the equipment back?
5 Saturday.
I think she must know somebody at the school.
Why?
Oh, no. What?
She's free, but that's at Saturday at 4 o'clock.
Oh, no.
It's a wrap, man.
The group had finally really come together, and we were all in it together. We were all prepared to make this thing work. And suddenly it all just came crashing down.
Hey, there's the 6 Ps. Poor planning produces piss-poor production.
To my knowledge, the first time that a documentary has fallen apart in production was with May I. It's never happened before.
So after we spent weeks of nurturing and building our ideal documentary, it crumbled in the middle of production.
The thing is, when you're doing a documentary, you have to remember that you're not in control of your environment.
That's true. You're not in control of your environment. The documentary medium, it's a tenuous one at best. You're relying on natural events as they occur, and even if you plan and plan and plan and plan and plan, all it takes is one missing element to topple the entire structure.
Or lose your subject.
Well, that too.
It was like being in love.
What?
It was like being in love.
How do you figure?
You're never quite sure if everything is okay when you're in love. There are so many pitfalls and tripwires, and nobody is ever honest with one another. Love is hard to keep a pulse on.
Can we edit that?
Trouble shifting out of my heart, trying to make enough to stop. Another circle in a 3-ring tent. I gotta make my music, gotta pay the rent. Taking orders on a big job site.
So now May I...
I'm sorry, past tense. Always past tense.
Always past tense. I thought your question was from past to present, how I feel about the way it's going.
Yeah, but put it in past tense, though. The whole thing's in retrospect.
Okay, ask your question again.
Talk about the current conception of the piece, how it came to be, and what you think about it.
The current conception of the piece, how it came to be, and what I think about it. That's present.
But speak about it in the past tense.
You can cut for a second.
I'm overloaded, I got plenty to say about this. Overtime for overtime. I've got something to say.
I think we're in the clear.
I think they bought it.
Really, I don't even think we needed to go with the black effect. I think we could have shown our faces.
Oh, I know.
I think we made a strong case.
And I think, you know, that we'll get the 6 cent.
Ooh, that's right. I think we
I don't
could get
think-
the 6 cent.
Yeah,
I think we're getting away with it.
anybody.